scarf. Those that are participating, if you could come up this way. The rest of you can move up a little bit, and we'll begin here in just a couple of minutes. Recitation of the colors, singing the national anthem, followed by Chaplain Neeson giving an invocation and open remarks. If you'll please come to attention.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order! Up! Colors! Up! Cut! Alright!
Good evening. It's been said that we die twice. The first is when we breathe our last breath here on earth, and then we die. And then the second is when no one no longer speaks our name. We're here this evening to make sure that our peace officers and safety officers who have died in the line of duty in this county are remembered and not forgotten. On October 1st, 1962, President John F. Kennedy signed a joint resolution of Congress that stated to proclaim May 15th or thereabouts of each year as Peace Officers Memorial Day. It was designed to pay tribute to the law enforcement officers who have made that ultimate sacrifice for our country, and to voice our appreciation for all of those who are currently serving on the front lines of the battle. Will you pray with me? Almighty and gracious God, we give you thanks for each peace and safety officer who protects our lives and puts their lives on the line for us every day. Tonight we remember those who made that ultimate sacrifice for us. May we remember our fallen heroes and never forget this sacrifice. Be with us, and we pray God's peace and grace on all of us here this evening. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, our public safety officers' guests, Regrettably, 165 law enforcement officers died in the line of duty in 2018. This includes law enforcement canine partners. Along with them, according to the FEMA, United States Fire Administration website, it reports that 85 firefighters died while on duty last year. We are here tonight to honor all the safety officers. Each and every death that we hear about as they give their lives is tragic. These men and women have taken a solemn oath to serve the public. That decision, as we well know, can result in injury or death. Law and fire agencies throughout the county, throughout the country, strive to provide the best training and best equipment to protect these men and women so that at the end of their shifts, they return home to their loved ones and they awake the next day to do it all over again. Because of these dedicated, committed, selfless servants that we're here tonight. We're here to honor those that gave their lives for us. I'd like to introduce Miss Xiao Chang. She is a representative from Congressman Mike Thompson's office, and he has written a letter for us for this occasion to honor law enforcement, since our service, our ceremony, is coinciding with that event in Washington, D.C. this week. Would you please come?
Dear friends, I am sorry I cannot be with you today. I am deeply honored to take a moment to mark National Police Week and to remember our fallen officers. Each day, our incredible men and women in uniform kiss their loved ones goodbye and go to work not knowing if they will return. When others run from danger, they run towards it to keep our community safe. As the father of a sheriff's deputy, I am deeply humbled by this exceptional sacrifice, and I know that we are forever indebted to all our men and women who serve. More than 50 years ago, President John F. Kennedy signed a proclamation marking May 15th as Peace Officers Memorial Day. He envisioned this day as a chance for our entire nation to honor our officers and pay tribute to those who lost their lives in the line of duty. Since then, we have taken a moment each year to carry out this piece of his legacy and recommit ourselves to honoring the sacrifice of our fallen officers and their families. Today, we join as a community to mark this moment and honor our peace officers. Thank you so much for all you do to help our men and women in uniform and their families. Sincerely, Mike Thompson.
We will now remember those public safety officers that have died in the line of duty. Lieutenant Randy England, Commander of the Lake County California Highway Patrol Office, will read the names of law enforcement officers from California who have died in 2018. Cal Fire Division Chief Greg Bertelli will follow by reading the names of fire personnel from California who died in that same time period. At the end of reading the names of those law enforcement officers and then those in fire service, a bell will be rung for each person in remembrance of their dedication, their selfless service, their commitment to duty to their communities and to the state of California. Lieutenant England, Chief, would you please come?
Welcome and good evening. It is an honor to be here tonight. Thank you for honoring those who have given the ultimate sacrifice. Law enforcement in America is an evolving profession where perception of law enforcement has changed tremendously over the past 20 years. It's great to have the support out here recognizing the individuals who have made this world a safer place for you and I. I've been asked to perform the roll call for law enforcement personnel who passed away in 2018. We remember Los Angeles County Sheriff's Deputy Stephen Balinger, end of watch, Tuesday, February 6th, 2018, cause gunfire. Pomona Police Department Officer Gregory Casillas, end of watch, Friday, March 9th, 2018. Marin County Sheriff's Officer Deputy Ryan Douglas Zirkle, end of watch, Thursday, March 15th, 2018, traffic collision. California Highway Patrol Officer Kurt Griss, end of watch, Friday, August 10th, 2018, traffic collision. Costa Mesa Police Department Officer Oscar Adrian Reyes, end of watch, Wednesday, September 12th, 2018, cause heart attack. Sacramento County Sheriff's Department Deputy Mark Stasia, end of watch, Monday, September 17th, 2018, cause of death, gunfire. Ventura County Sheriff's Office, Sergeant Ronald Halis, end of watch, Thursday, November 8th, 2018, cause of death, gunfire. Gardena Police Department, Police Officer Deshoe Iran, end of watch, Thursday, November 15th, 2018, cause traffic collision. Stanislaus County Sheriff's Department, Deputy Sheriff Tony Nostroza, the 3rd, end of watch, Sunday, November 25th, 2018, traffic collision. Newman Police Department, Corporal Ronell Singh, end of watch, Wednesday, December 26th, 2018, cause gunfire. Sutter County Sheriff's Office, K-9 Bandit, end of watch, Thursday, November 15th, 2018, cause gunfire. Tulare Police Department, K-9 Maine, end of watch, Sunday, December 9th, 2018, gunfire.
Thank you for being here this afternoon. Today we remember firefighter trainee Anthony Colasino from Sierra Conservation Center with the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation in Jamestown, California. Date of death, April 21st, 2018. Cause was medical emergency. We remember Fire Captain David R. Rosa from Long Beach Fire Department. Date of death, June 25th, 2018. Injury sustained battling a structure fire. We remember firefighter equipment operator Braden Barney from Cal Fire. Date of death, July 14th, 2018, bulldozer rollover. We remember fire inspection engineer Jeremy Stokes from the Reading Fire Department. Date of death was July 26, 2018. Cause was fatal injury during the car fire. We remember firefighter bulldozer operator Donald R. Smith from Cal Fire. Date of death July 27. Cause of death overtaken by flames found in the car fire. We remember Fire Captain Brian Hughes from the Sequoia Canyon National Park, Three Rivers. Date of death, July 29th, 2018. Cause of death, a fallen tree during the Ferguson fire. We remember heavy equipment mechanic Andrew J. Drake from CAL FIRE. Date of death, August 9th, 2018. Cause of death, vehicle accident during the car fire. We remember Fire Chief Glenn Harmon from Rocky Park Fire and EMS from Klamath Falls, Oregon. Date of death, October 16th, 2018. Cause of death, medical emergency. And finally, we remember Assistant Chief Ken Hood from the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services and Fire Rescue Division from Mather, California. Date of death, October 24th, 2018. Cause of death was a medical emergency.
This time, we'll remember the public safety officers who died in the line of duty here in Lake County.
We remember Sheriff George Kemp, end of watch, Thursday, May 5th, 2010. At the age of 56, Sheriff Kemp was shot and killed by two suspects as he was attempting to arrest them for stealing a saddle. They were captured a short time later. His great-great-granddaughter wrote on his memorial page, August 14th, 2007, "May he rest in peace and know that we often think about him still. We remember Sheriff George Kemp."
We remember Deputy Sheriff William David Hoyt, end of watch, Wednesday, October 11th, 1967. At the age of 52, after serving as a peace officer for 29 years, Deputy Hoyt was shot and killed in the county courthouse, with 3 prisoners being led to a courtroom attempted to escape. The 3 were shackled to each other, attacked another deputy, dropped his gun, and opened fire. Deputy Hoyt, who was not armed, was shot in the chest. Before he collapsed, he managed to stagger to a counter where he obtained a gun that was kept below it and returned fire, wounding one of the prisoners. The other officers who did the shots subdued the prisoners. Hoyt later died of his injuries. We remember Deputy Sheriff William David Hoyt.
We remember Sergeant Richard Helbush, end of watch, Saturday, May 2nd, 1981. At the age of 34, after serving as a peace officer for 13 years, Sergeant Helbush was shot and killed when he stopped to assist a disabled vehicle in an isolated area around midnight. Unbeknownst to Sergeant Helbush, the 2 occupants were wanted for murder in Stockton. After making contact with the 2, Sergeant Helbush was shot in the back 3 times as he returned to his patrol car. Bob Cox, the man who shot Sergeant Helbush, killed himself in prison. His accomplice, Annika Disi, also convicted of first-degree murder, was transferred to her home country of Sweden after serving 27 years in prison. She was later released from a Swedish prison on May 2nd, 2011, the 30th anniversary of Sergeant Helbush's murder, and is now free. We remember Sergeant Richard Helbush.
We remember Fireman Michael Mattiota, end of watch, July 14, 1984. At the age of 19, Michael Mattiota died of injuries suffered in a fire. Mattiota, who worked for the Lakeshore Fire Protection District in Clear Lake, was working on a Baldy fire, which had begun a structure fire before spreading into the wildland. He was burned over 70 to 90% of his body and died the following day of his injuries in the Chico hospital. We remember Michael Mattiota. Remember Fireman Matthew Black, end of watch, June 23rd, 1999. At the age of 20, Matthew Black began working as a volunteer fireman at Lake Fork Fire Department in 1998. He died after responding to a scene of a grass fire that had been reported sparked by fallen power lines. While working at the scene to move fire hose into place, Black fell over the live wire and was electrocuted. His fellow firefighters were unable to revive him. We remember Matthew Black.
We remember Deputy Robert Paul Rumfeld. End of watch, August 22nd, 2017. At the age of 51, after serving as a peace officer for a total of 12 years, Deputy Rumfeld suffered a medical emergency following the apprehension of a domestic violence offender. Deputy Rumfeld, along with other officers, responded to the request for assistance within the city of Lakeport. Together, they attempted to arrest the suspect. The individual violently resisted. Once the individual was in custody, they left the scene. A short time later, Deputy Rumfeld suffered a medical emergency while driving his patrol car. In spite of heroic efforts to revive him by first responders and medical personnel, Deputy Rumfeld died. We remember Deputy Robert Paul Rumfeld.
It's our sad but important duty this evening to add a name to the list of safety officers who died in the service of Lake County. It's my hope that when we come to this memorial, that we'll not see those that died, but that we'll see those that have lived. They lived giving their life in service to us. It's a hope that we will remember the manner in which they served and how they protected us, the good people of Lake County. That their dedication, commitment, and example of selfless service inspire us. This time I'm going to ask Under Sheriff Chris Macedo to come for his remarks.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Chris Macedo, and I'm the Undersheriff for Lake County. Unfortunately, Sheriff Martin sends his regrets. He cannot make them or be here tonight. His eldest son is graduating from college and is unfortunately cannot be here. Before I get started with my remarks, I'd like to recognize a few people in the audience. Lake Fork Police Chief Brad Rasmussen, Clear Lake Police Chief Andrew White, Cal Fire Division Chief Greg Bertelli, Cal Fire Battalion Chief Mike Wink, and California Highway Patrol Lieutenant Randy England. And if there's any other elected officials or dignitaries that have snuck in that I didn't catch, I apologize, but thank you all for coming here tonight. It's very important. I'd like to welcome everyone to the annual Public Safety Officers Memorial Candlelight Vigil this evening. The Lake County Sheriff's Office has lost 5 deputy sheriffs in its great history. The names we honor this evening were lost to us beginning in 1910. This is a tragic number, 5. It's a number that truly should give us pause to reflect. 5 brave deputy sheriffs whose backgrounds and stories are as diverse as the county itself. They gave their lives to protect our safety and defend our freedoms. They are forever bound together by an unbreakable bond of valor. They each gave, as President Abraham Lincoln said, the last full measure of devotion to the county we love so dearly. To the husbands, wives, parents, children, siblings, friends, and fellow deputy sheriffs, police officers, highway patrolmen, and law enforcement, all of those here tonight who have been touched by the lives, we honor you and have been called upon to bear a special burden. And though there is no speech or ceremony that can ease your pain, no tribute or salute Tonight, we join together in a candlelight vigil to honor their courage and to fill your hearts with our county's gratitude. The word vigil derives from the Latin word for wakefulness. It means literally a period of purposefulness, sleeplessness. That is, in a sense, what we are here tonight to do, to refuse to sleep, to refuse to forget the heroes we've lost or the work that remains undone. Though we may grieve, we must emphatically reject despair. Unlike most other careers, the brave men and women who embark upon the life of law enforcement know fully that they might one day be called upon to lay down their lives in the call of duty. Those we honor tonight made the choice willingly. Indeed, they embraced it. And that is why their ultimate sacrifice means so much. They served and sacrificed for a purpose far greater than themselves. I can think of no truer definition of a hero. For all those here tonight who answer the call to keep our county safe, you know that every kiss from your spouse, every hug from a child, every visit from a parent means a little bit more. So I ask that you honor the lives of your fallen colleagues by giving as much of yourself to your loved ones as you give every day in service to your county, your city, and state. We all know that without their love and support, their service would not be possible. Family is everything. It is up to all of us to bear true witness to the bravery and sacrifice made by the heroes we honor today, by remembering that we have a personal role to play in keeping our neighborhoods safe and our county secure. We must take responsibility for the problems we face in our communities and take a stand against crimes, both large and small. We must help each other in times of need. We must teach our children the difference between right and wrong. The candles we light tonight will not burn for long, but they'll remind us that we must be the keepers of the flame, once born by our fallen heroes. Let us bring the light back to our communities, our neighborhoods, our streets, and our homes. Let us light the darker corners of our county where crime still thrives, where children live in fear, and where law enforcement is threatened. We know that freedom isn't free, and that includes the freedom from fear, from not being enslaved by criminals. Law enforcement keeps us from being prisoners in our own homes, etc. Cops don't get medals, but they go to work every day in a battleground that exists even in the small, quiet towns of California. A soldier may go to Iraq for a year or two. A peace officer leaves his house or her house for work every day for 20 plus years, not knowing if today is the day. And we don't have the heavy weapons of the troops or the straightforward rules of engagement. I'm not trying to emphasize the importance of our great military, but simply drawing a comparison to the roles each plays in protecting the citizens of this great nation. Tonight we hold a vigil, but every day we must be vigilant. So let us bind ourselves together with a new bond of service to our county. Brighter, safer, and more hopeful in doing so. Let us honor the memory of our fallen heroes every day. We read in the scriptures, greater love has no one that is this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Let us remember these words today and always. And in deepest gratitude, let us be secure in the knowledge that our dear friends rest in peace in a place of honor. May God bless you and the men and women who have given their lives in service to Lake County. Thank you. I also wish to give special recognition to Elizabeth Larson from Lake County News. Elizabeth was instrumental in finding the information about Henry Snowbelt, who is going to be honored here tonight, who had slipped through the cracks and was not formally recognized for dying and being killed in the line of duty. So thank you, Elizabeth, for finding that information and bringing it to light. I also want to recognize Lieutenant Corey Polish from the Sheriff's Office, who was instrumental in getting that information to the California Law Enforcement Peace Officers Memorial Foundation, and who brought that information, who was instrumental and making sure that that was recognized at the state level, and now will be recognized in Washington, D.C. next week. And last but not least, I would like to thank and recognize the Lake County Sheriff's Office chaplains who put on this ceremony for us and the law enforcement and firefighters in this county. Thank you very much.
Thank everyone for coming tonight. Deputy Snowbelt's Selfless Act is retold in an August 6, 2011 article written by Kamisha Knowlton and posted in the Lake County News. The piece is entitled Lake County 150, The Strange Deaths of Harry Snowbelt and John Thompson. The article reads, it was early October of 1937. Harvey Nauer and his wife Bertha were eating at Mervyn Millsap's hamburger place across the street from the Big Oak Cafe in Lower Lake. John Bert Thompson came inside the cafe swearing and cursing. Millsap asked Thompson to stop or get out, and Thompson replied that there was no one there who could put him out. Millsap grabbed Thompson to put him out, and with help from Nauer, pushed Thompson out of the door. From outside, Thompson yelled, "I'll get you both for this." After the Nauers finished their dinner, Bertha went to visit her mother-in-law. Harvey Nauer went to the Big Oak Cafe to play some pool with James L. Cassidy, Ken Lee, and Bill Trimper. Followed and sat on an old counter to watch the game. Thompson came in a little while later carrying a .22 caliber high-powered rifle. He went to the opposite side of the pool table and said to Nauer, "I got you now. I'm going to shoot you." Nauer looked up, still bent over to shoot the next ball when Thompson fired. Hitting Harvey just below his eye and near his nose, Nauer then fell on the pool table. Cassidy started for the door, but Thompson called him back, holding the gun on him and Nauer, but Cassidy made his escape out the back door. Trimper and Lee took off running just as Roy Adams walked up heading towards the bar. Lee warned him, "Don't go in there. Harvey just got shot." Thompson then came out of the bar, pushing Nauer in front of him, and ordered Adams and Nauer to sit on the curb and wait. Just then, Mr. Alton Crawford and Roy Gardner drove up. Adams and Nauer yelled for them to get the sheriff, and as they sped up, Thompson fired at the car, hitting it twice and hitting some gas pumps at Millsap's place. While Thompson was firing, Adams made his escape, and Nauer hid in the bushes near the Millsap's place. Thompson then started up the street towards the Wheeler Cafe. Meanwhile, Deputy Sheriff Harry Snowbelt was playing cards at the Wheeler Cafe with Miss Wheeler, Jim Cunningham, and Walter Walker. Thompson walked into the cafe, and while Walker was trying to talk to him and get him to relinquish his rifle, Deputy Snowbelt, being off duty, ran down to Millsap's place for a gun. After retrieving a gun, Snowbelt ran back to the Wheeler Cafe and ordered Thompson to put his gun down on the piano and hold his hands up. Instead of obeying, Thompson raised his rifle and fired, striking Snowbelt in the heart. At the same time, Snowbelt fired twice, hitting Thompson in the arm and in his heart. Both men were dead within seconds. Nauer was rushed to San Francisco with the bullet still lodged in his neck. He recovered and lived to the age of 80. Coroner H.M. Jones called an inquest, and the jury returned the following verdicts. Deputy Snowbelt died from a gunshot to his heart as a result of a shot fired by Thompson, and the death was found to be a homicide. Thompson died from a gunshot to the heart as a result of being shot by Snowbelt while in the performance of his duties as deputy sheriff. The death was a justifiable homicide. It must be noted that the Lake County Bee, a county newspaper of that time, in October 7, 1937, article stated Mr. Thompson was a felon convicted of burglary and sentenced to San Quentin. He was later accused of assault in Mendocino County, but not convicted due to a lack of evidence. He fled the state to Texas and there was convicted of auto theft and sentenced to 1 year. In the Ohio State Penitentiary, he then returned to Lake County while being paroled in Mendocino County. Deputy Snowbelt was 61 years old at the time of his death. He and Thompson, according to another newspaper report, were friends.
We recognize that that was a long reading, but I think it's appropriate for someone who's been so long forgotten, who is now being memorialized. Under Sheriff Macedo, if you'll please move to the memorial wall. With all safety officers, current and past, will on command come to attention and present arms. Now please remain presenting arms until ordered to the court of arms. Also, the public will please remove your hats and place your right hands over your hearts.
Attend. Harry, color.
Attend. Salute.
Reason. Oh.
We remember Deputy Henry Valentine Snowbelt. End of watch, October 2nd, 1937. Special Deputy Sheriff Henry Snowbelt was shot and killed while attempting to arrest a subject who just shot another man in the Lower Lake area. Deputy Snowbelt was in a cafe when he learned of the shooting at a pool hall nearby. He obtained a rifle and went to the scene where he encountered the shooter, who was also armed with a rifle. The two exchanged shots and both were mortally wounded. Deputy Snowbelt was survived by his wife and 3 children. Might add, he has 2 grandchildren that are still alive, but they're unable to attend. We remember Deputy Henry Valentine Snowbelt. Order, arms.
I'd like to read a poem by Louise Pretorius that she dedicated to her uncle, a peace officer, who was killed in the line of duty. To those who sacrifice their lives, to those who sacrifice their peace, to those who for others live, To those we give thanks. To those who do not think of their own safety. To those who do not yield to self-preservation. To those who look despair in the face. To those we give you thanks. To those who cannot sleep at night. To those who grieve while comforting. To those whose ears and hearts bear horse sores. To those we give thanks. To those who sacrifice their dreams. To those who lose their families. To those who lose all for us. To those we give thanks. To those we wish God's peace. To those we wish God's presence. To those we wish God's love. To those we give thanks. Amen.
Many years ago, we held the Candlelight Vigil in Library Park at the gazebo. We waited to begin the vigil until darkness fell, and we lit candles to fight back the dark. When we opened the memorials, we decided to continue to light candles even though we would have the service in the light. And some asked why. Why are we lighting candles in the light? It is because each one of us has witnessed and experienced the pain of the loss of the light of these men and women who have served. This year, 250 men and women who lay down their lives. We light the light in the light, that we might give testimony to no matter how it looks out there. We need their light. We need more light. We need to be the light. And we need to share that light. So here, this day, we invite you to light your candle, but not just to hold it. Turn to your neighbors and to help them light theirs. There is a darkness that invades our hearts when we grieve. Today, we claim the light. Though there be darkness in the world, as long as there are men and women willing to testify to the light, the darkness shall never overcome it. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saves a wretch like me.
blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. My chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy rings, unending love, amazing grace. The Lord has promised good to me. His word my hope secures. He will my shield and portion be, as long as life endures.
As we end the ceremony, I will do a benediction, but I see people holding back their tears. One writer says, tears are the release valve of the soul. And if we don't cry and release the pressure that's in us, one writer says, we'll just blow up. Because we are here in a capacity of mourning. We're mourning for those that we miss, we love, and we care for. But the scriptures say that weeping may endure for a night, but actually joy comes in the M-O-R-N-I-N-G morning. Heavenly Father, we come before you today as a worldwide county family united by a common bond. We come to honor our brothers and sisters who have taken to a far greater place. They gave their lives while working as guardians to protect our families, our homes, our communities, and our way of life. Help us to remember, support, and pray for their loved ones, the wives, the husbands, who will no longer feel the warmth of a simple hug at the end of the day, the children who have no one to answer when they call out daddy or mommy, the parents who had to bury their own children. Help us to remember, support, and pray for their friends and their co-workers, the ones who will never again see that quick smile as they enter the squad room, or be reassured by hearing their voice on the radio saying that backup is on the way. The one who will have to want to be in stretch just a little farther to keep their family of fellow servants from breaking. Help us to remember, support, and pray for their communities, the neighborhoods, the county, and states, which will have one less protector patrolling the streets, one less guardian, ready to answer the call day or night, without regard for their own safety. But most of all, Heavenly Father, help each of us to remember to honor their loss by always serving with honor and humility and professionalism. Help us to remember to use each day we have left on this noble earth, this noble profession that we have been called to be a positive influence on everyone we meet. Help us to remember that our every word and action should be fitting tribute to their sacrifice. And to our fallen brothers, sisters, partners, and friends whose memories continue to guide us, we salute you, rest in peace, and know you will never be forgotten. John 15:13 says, greater love has no one than they lay down their life for a friend. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, just want to take a moment and thank some people. I want to say thank you to the Sheriff's Department, Honor Guard for the presentation of the flag this evening. I want to say thank you to those that participated. Some of this, some days, is very personal, especially when we read of one that we've known and loved and has now a marker upon this wall. Thank you for that. To the men and women in fire duty, in law enforcement, thank you for your service. Thank you for protecting us and taking care of us. To family members, thank you for your supporting them. Our prayers are especially with you. And finally, let me say thank you to two people, Mrs. Shannon Nickel and Mr. Mike Esser, for singing the national anthem on Amazing Grace this evening. Before you go, please make sure that we get the cups and candles back. There are two Sheriff Explorers who are helping us with that. Would you be sure to make sure you give your cup and candle to them so that we retrieve those. Thank you again for coming. And remember, be safe out there. Thank you.
Detail, attitude, hoop. Gary, color. All right, hoop. All right, all right.